Hi, I'm Tim.
I'm Yuan.
Welcome to episode number 51 of MyDenmarkTV.com. So we're here in the heart of Copenhagen at Amagetorv. We could not be more centrally, located tonight.
Exactly. And today is the opening of Copenhagen Photo Festival.
And there's a lot of people actually with cameras wandering around, so we're blending right in tonight.
Totally.
Actually.
We don't feel very special tonight.
No, that's nice. So we're going to be meeting actually one of the organizers of the Copenhagen Photo Festival, Julie Klitbo. But let me tell you more about the Copenhagen Photo Festival because it's pretty interesting. It's the first one that's happened, and it's actually covering the whole city.
All over the city, yeah.
It's not just here, and it's not just tonight. It actually goes until the 20th. So check the date when you're watching this episode, May 20th. There's parts of the exhibition at Kongens Nytorv.
Yeah.
There's a big exhibition in Nordbro.
Also in Kødbyen.
In Kødbyen, yeah, in Vesterbro.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting.
Tim, like you said, there are so many photographers here tonight. Actually, just an hour ago, I went to talk to Thomas Suge, who is the organizer of the Photo Copenhagen Meetup group. He actually has a lot of interesting answers if you are interested in photography.
Yeah, there's a lot of, they arrange a lot of events for just amateur photographers or photographers of all levels.
Also professional.
Yeah. Well, roll it.
The weather is pretty crabby and raining today, so I thought it could be interesting to do the interview with Thomas in front of this photo here, to bring you a little bit tropical atmosphere here in Copenhagen. This photo is actually part of the photo festival. So Thomas, welcome to the show.
Thanks, hi.
You are the organizer of Photo Copenhagen Meetup group. So what do you make you start this group?
Actually, it goes back to 1.5 years when I started in Copenhagen. And was looking for photographers that have a group running for internationals because I didn't speak Danish at that time. And of course there was nothing that I could find. So the easiest way was to found an own group, and Meetup was the best platform for that one.
How does this group work? Is it for free?
It's basically an online community, and people can sign in for free, so the membership is completely free. We have different organizers which organize different topics. So you can join the meetups, for example, going for a photo exhibition, or having a photo workshop. We're having photo walks throughout the city with different themes, and we also have small project groups working on small themes for getting an exhibition.
Wow, there's a lot of activities going on.
Yeah, members are very passionate.
Yeah. How many members do you have now?
We have 280 members right now.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
What is your opinion as a good photo?
Yeah, a good photo is, you can always measure by the effect. What makes a good photo? That's what is the feeling that it transports. And then you can have, of course, different opinions about how it should look like, but there are criteria like how it's built up, how are the colors, how is the saturation. Basically mathematics, how to build up a picture and how proportions should be like. But in the end of the day, it's all about the motif and how the reaction of the people who looks at the picture is.
Of course. Where is your inspiration come from when you take a photo?
Actually, I take my inspiration from everything around me. So starting in the morning with the S train, being at work. So basically everything is interesting for me, and this is also represented in my pictures. So even though I take mostly portraits or or pictures of people, so it's always a different range of things, and it's always something interesting to find.
Okay. And actually, a lot of our viewers, they are not living here in Denmark, in Copenhagen. Yeah. So can they also participate in this meetup groups?
Yeah.
Maybe online?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they can get member online, and we have a webpage, meetup/photocopenhagen.com, and everybody can join there, can take part in the online life of the community. But if you want to take part in the meetups, of course, you should live in Copenhagen or next to Copenhagen.
Okay. That was the interview with Thomas. I hope you all enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Now the opening is about to start, which means we've got a few minutes just before it starts to interview Julie.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Yes.
We're pleased to have with us Julie Klitbo, who's one of the organizers of the Copenhagen Photo Festival. Thanks for taking the time just before the opening sentence.
Thank you so much for your time here.
So you've been involved in the festival. You're one of the initiators of the festival.
I was one of the founders, yeah. It started 1.5 years ago. I contacted actually a guy called Rasmus Ranum. Normally we're actually against each other. We're actually competitors. But well, it was in the middle of a slow time, and we wanted to kind of make a big shout out for photography.
So maybe you can tell us a bit about how that initial vision started and how it's ended up now, 18 months later.
The initial vision was to somehow set focus on that Danish photographers are actually out there with the elite of the rest of the world. We were kind of astonished at how Danes are really good at celebrating their sports and their music and their fashion and a lot of these other categories. Yeah. But there's not really a fest for photography here. And we're inspired by some of the great festivals all around the world and said we want this in Copenhagen too.
Yeah. So let's talk about the actual festival now. Tell us about some of the major, or well, basically what exhibitions are.
We wanted to create a platform where we kind of just called it platform photography, and then we wanted to invite all sort of people to kind of contribute to photography in Denmark. Yeah. So we invited all the galleries and museums. So there will be exhibitions at about 12 galleries all over Copenhagen and at the museums here in Copenhagen. Furthermore, we have our own spaces down in a place called Kødbyen, and then we of course have our main exhibition, Day and Night, that will open shortly just outside these walls, and that will be 24 hours a day all over city, but outdoors.
So that gives you a bit of an overview of how this festival has evolved and what it's all about. So now we're going to show you some images to try to give you an idea of what's really involved if you're here wandering around the streets. So now you've seen some images from all around the festival.
And hopefully you will have a general idea about what is this Copenhagen Photo Festival about.
Yeah. And you know, it's probably going to be here next year, so no matter when you're seeing this episode, you know, it could be useful. And we're actually standing here in front of the wall, or Væggen as it's called. Yeah, it's a giant screen, and it's quite an interesting concept. You can actually upload photos from home, or actually there's a little even a port right here. You can upload photos right away, and you've got photos going from the present all the way back into history of Copenhagen. It's a little bit like a giant iPad, actually. You see, you just move everything around.
It's a little bit slower than iPad.
Yeah, I don't think iPad works quite as slow as this. This is going to be around Copenhagen for the next few years in different locations. So, anyway, that's it for the show today. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned, you know, something interesting. You can, of course, sign up for our mailing list so you never miss an episode right there. Leave some comments below, especially if you've had a chance to check out the photo festival. We'd love to hear from you. And you can always find us on Facebook, facebook.com/mydenmarktv.
And actually, we're going to upload a lot of interesting photos on Facebook. So join Facebook too.
That's true. Yeah. See you next week.
See you. And you know what? Just an hour ago, I went to talk to Thomas
Zuri. It's hard to say, you know, that German name.
Zuki.
Yeah.
Zuki.
Okay, do you want to do it again?